The tragedy of the Humboldt Broncos bus crash shocked Canadians. 16 people were killed. There was an overwhelming outpouring of grief and then an outpouring of money. A GoFundMe campaign to help the families. Over $15 million was donated, the biggest campaign in Canada and the second largest anywhere ever. Freelance journalist Nora Loretto tweeted about the record-setting donation, saying, quote, "I'm trying not to get cynical about what is a totally devastating tragedy, but the maleness, the youthfulness, and the whiteness of the victims are, of course, playing a significant role." Loretto's tweet exploded online and was shared everywhere, mostly by people who didn't agree with her. She was accused of being not just inappropriate, but anti-male and anti-white. Loretto's Twitter influence grew from 20,000 impressions, or possible reach, to 27 million in a matter of days. What's interesting is that massive growth may not have been completely organic. Joining me to talk about all of this are Nora Loretto, she's a freelance journalist, and Jesse Hirsch, tech expert and futurist. So, Nora, I'm going to start with you. Created a lot of anger, your tweet. What was the point you were trying to make?
I thought that the GoFundMe, the historic level of money that was given to the families, it was wonderful. And I tweeted that I wish that more money was given to other victims of tragedy. And it was taken out of context. It was kind of cut up and shared online, and a lot of anger was generated.
How bad? There were like death threats, right?
Yeah, I've received hundreds of death threats. I've received tens of thousands of messages and interactions on Facebook and on Twitter. My phone was ringing off the hook for a good chunk of the week from people telling me I should be fired. This has affected jobs that I hold, and you know, it's a tweet that I support still, that I think was well worded, and I think that it shows that we've got a lot of work to do in this country.
Hold on one second. I'm going to bring in Jesse here. So, Jesse, you were following all of this as it was playing out online. This was beyond anger. What was going on?
Well, I think it's quite frankly driven by profit. I mean, we're talking about the meme economy or the attention economy, where outrage and emotion drive attention, and people can make money off that, either through advertising or direct fundraising. And you see it in how this particular episode escalated. That it started on Reddit, on a subreddit that supports Doug Ford, which they're literally looking for memes or shareable objects they can pass on. It then went back to Twitter, where people started adding hashtags like Humboldt Proud and sort of trying to tap into the mourners to stir their emotion and get them outraged. Then it flipped onto a popular Facebook group, Ontario Proud, one of the largest political face groups in Canada, certainly here in Ontario, and they literally turned it into a meme where they're...
But how do they make money off of that? Why is it profit?
In different cases, it's either they're making money through advertising, or in Ontario Proud, it's sort of driving political consulting. So it's showing expertise in terms of getting an engagement rate and then in getting a higher profile. But where the money connection is quite explicit comes in Ezra Levant and Rebel Media, in which he literally took the tweet and used it as part of fundraising.
Well, he mentioned both Nora and her tweet, and used a special coupon code, Broncos. So he was hitting on two things there.
And again, it's using emotion and using outrage to try to get people to reach for their credit card, to try to get people to do something, whether share a tweet or whether send a nasty message. It's about mobilizing, and fundamentally, it is about that kind of economic power in addition to political expression.
So these were mostly right-wing groups. Does this happen on the left too?
Absolutely. I think this is the new political tactic, organizing smart people, smart networks online to express outrage, to express emotion, and game the algorithm, and game the system.
So Nora, I mean, Jesse's talking about fame and fortune here. Mm-hmm. You're a freelance journalist. You're much more prominent these days. Are you into fame and fortune too?
Well, I definitely will lose contracts. It's very clear that some contracts are gone as a result of what's happened. But there has been a very positive outcome in this, which is the conversations that I've had with people who were originally angry with what I wrote and then responded to say, I've reread what you wrote, and I think that we're going to have an important conversation in this country about how we differently assign worth and value to people.
So interesting. Want to learn way more, but we're out of time. Nora's tweet, it did stir up a lot of debate, but most importantly, thousands of Canadians did reach out with love and support for the Broncos, and that is always good.